Hey YouTube, what's going on? Matt Kennedy here. We're kind of going over the whole Carson Wentz ordeal. He was traded to the Washington Commanders now for two third-round picks. Um, the one thing I'll say about this trade is I don't really know how to react right now because if Carson Wentz is the quarterback that the Commanders need, I mean, it could be a worth it trade. As of right now, though, I would say the Colts won the trade. I'm a Browns fan, unbiased, whatever. Russell Wilson, Broncos. If you want to know how I feel about that trade, go watch my other video. Same thing with the whole Aaron Rodgers, who won that, whatever. But in terms of this deal, right now the Colts won. You know, it's kind of like the whole Russell Wilson thing. You probably know Carson Wentz ain't the answer for you. He didn't really have the magic with Frank Reich that they thought they would have. And just in general, what has to happen is he's gone. You get two third rounders out of it. I mean, it is what it is. Like, you got some good value back for him. Two third rounders are actually pretty worth it, especially with deep classes. If the class is really good, which personally I don't think it's that great, but you could get some really good gems for the Colts. I think they could use some new receivers. T.Y. Hilton's kind of, going down the drain. Yeah, you got Michael Pittman, whatever, but maybe get a new receiver and have Michael Pittman and then someone else, and then you already have Doyle, who's good, and then you also have what's his face, John Taylor, and a pretty dang good offensive line. Jeez, so really now you just need a quarterback. And in that quarterback, maybe get Fitzpatrick in the free agency, do something. But definitely the Commanders, this definitely says that Taylor Heinicke is not going to be the answer. So it kind of means they're moving on from him. So Carson Wentz and Heinicke might battle it out. I would say this becomes a even bigger L for the Commanders if somehow, some way Wentz gets beat out in the like training camp and the off season, and somehow he just doesn't really play that much. Then you're just giving up two third rounders for nothing. Even if Wentz plays and he sucks, you at least tried to do something for your quarterback situation. And the reason why Wentz is good is because of the upside. He's tall, he's semi-mobile, he's injury prone as hell, and also he does struggle a lot. But the one thing I'll say though is he does have some good upside. It's kind of like Drew Lock, Baker Mayfield, all that stuff. Like, those quarterbacks, they're not great, but they have some upside to them, and their careers aren't over yet. Especially Baker Mayfield and Drew Lock. They're still in their rookie deals, fifth-year options, whatever. Drew Lock's a bit younger than Baker Mayfield. But Carson Wentz and Jared Goff, their time is definitely coming up. Jared Goff and Carson Wentz, they've had numerous times to prove themselves. They're now going, time flies, guys. Time flies. I think they're now going into at least their sixth or seventh season now, probably seventh now. So they're going on about 30 years old. Right now he's 29 years old. He'll be 30 next year. So Carson Wentz is going on about 7 years in the league. So essentially what it comes down to is just very simple. Who wins this trade is just what happens with Carson Wentz. If he does great things, then the Colts missed out on it. But you also have to realize, Carson Wentz's contract. So the Colts probably did not want to work that out on stuff. Also, not to mention the whole thing with the whole Eagles-Colts thing. I would say Eagles won that trade for sure. They got Jalen Hurts. I'm not saying he's a great quarterback, but he still led them to the playoffs, and Jalen Hurts is the future as of right now. And it's just like, you got a first-round pick from it. So you got a first-round pick. The Colts had Carson Wentz. What the hell did Carson Wentz do for the Colts this year? He didn't do horrible, but he didn't do good enough. And they knew the Colts team was good enough for the playoffs. I would say at least a top 12 coach, Frank Reich. I like Frank Reich, at least top half. Come on. He had a great offensive line, John Taylor, good defense, really a bad division. Jaguars and Texans. I mean, give me a break. The fact that they missed the playoffs, it said a lot about Carson Wentz and his leadership. So that's why he's gone. I really think for sure the Eagles won that trade. But who won this trade? I'm going to lean more towards the Colts. 2 third-rounders, you can get a wide receiver maybe, even draft 2 wide receivers and hope one works out to join Michael Pittman. So give me your thoughts on this trade. Not really a big blockbuster trade, but still an effective trade and an alarming trade in the NFL because of the quarterback. Bye, guys. Take care.